Hello, my name's Joe. I'm your boxing yoga teacher. You're going to do a 60-minute class which you may find quite tough and demanding. I want you to work intelligently, breathe, drink lots of water. Do you have any boxing experience?
No.
Okay, and do you have any yoga experience?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, great. And is there any pre-existing injuries that I should be aware of?
No.
No? Okay, great. Well, I want you to breathe, work intelligently, and let's get to it. So stand, feet hip width apart, your knees are slightly bent, and breathe in, and out through the guard. Breathe in, out through the guard, and just loosen up, we're warming up. Shake it up. Okay, breathe in, out through the guard, left arm at a 90-degree angle, right arm circles back, push out your hip, spiral backwards, right arm at a 90-degree angle, left arm circles back, lock your hips. Now come into a right fighting stance, your back heel is slightly off the ground, your knees are bent, and we jab. Cross, hook, weave around, back to centre, breathe in and out. Left leg goes back into a nice deep lunge, throw your arms forward, bring your shoulder blades back and down, open up the chest, you're looking up at the ceiling and come down into a plank position, drop down, up into a mini cobra, and back into a down facing dog. You can walk your feet left and right and warming up. Now look forward, bend the knees and jump. Slowly come up, vertebrae by vertebrae, and we breathe in. Out through the guard, this time your right arm at 90-degree angle, left arm circles back, lock out your hips, looking over your shoulder. Left arm at 90-degree angle, right arm circles back, your hips are locked out. And breathe in, out through the guard, come into a left fighting stance this time, and we jab, cross, hook, weave around, bring your right leg back into a lunge. Throw your arms forward, bring your shoulder blades back and down, open up your guard, looking up at the ceiling. Now we come into a plank position, up into a mini cobra, and back into a downward facing dog. Walk your feet left and right. Look forward, bend the knees, and jump. Okay, second set, we're going to do it slightly quicker this time. Breathe in, out to the guard, left arm at 90 degree angle, right arm spirals back, right arm at a 90 degree angle, left arm spirals back. And we come into a right stance, jab, cross, hook, weave around. Left leg goes back into a nice deep lunge, throw your arms forward, shoulder blades back and down, open up your chest, you're looking up at the ceiling, and we come into a plank mini cobra, back into a downward facing dog, bend the knees, look forward and jump. And breathe in, and out through the guard, right arm at 90 degree angle, left arm circles back, looking over your shoulder, right arm circles back, lock out your right hip, And breathe in and out through the guard to a left biting stance, and we jab, cross, hook, weave around. Throw your right leg back. Nice deep lunge. Throw your arms forward, shoulder blades back and down. Open up your chest, looking up at the ceiling, and come down into a plank position. Up into a mini cobra, and back into a downward facing dog. Look forward, bend the knees, and jump. Okay, round 2. Breathe in, out through the guard. Weight comes now onto your left foot. Bring out your right leg at 90-degree angle and punch with the left. Really punch it, spiral the spine. You should be stacking your shoulders behind each other. And slowly return. And we breathe in, out through the guard, and come down. Make sure your knees are straight. Train track your legs forward. Your back as if it's flat against the wall. And we come back up. This time weight goes onto your right foot, left leg at a 90-degree angle, and really punch, spiral the spine. Really feel the movement of the punch. And slowly return. And we breathe in. And out through the guard. And drop down. And you should imagine your back is flat up against the wall. Don't train track your knees out. Keep your body straight. Breathe in, breathe out as you come back up. Weight on your left foot, right leg, 90-degree angle, and we punch. And slowly return, and we breathe in, out through the guard, drop down, back is straight, and come back up. Weight on your right leg, left leg, 90-degree angle, and we punch. Really punch into the movement. And return. Breathe in. And out through the guard. Reach forward, round your back. Bring your shoulder blades back and down, and sit. The weight is on your heels. You should feel a nice strength exercise for your quads. Now come up onto your balls of your feet, back is straight. We hold it here and lift up. Second set. Breathe in and out through the guard. Reach forward, round your back. Bring your shoulder blades back and down and sit. Weight is on your heels. Now come forward. It's more of an awkward posture. Keep your back straight on the balls of your feet. And lift up. And breathe in. Out through the guard. And just let your body hang. Say yes with the head. Say no. Feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings. And slowly come down to a tabletop, back to a plank. Okay, we're going to do a few press-ups. 1, 2, and 3. Now shift the weight onto your right hand. Punch up your right arm to the ceiling. And drop down. Breathe in, breathe out as you come back up. Again, drop down, back up, final one, drop down, back up, onto the other side, punching up, you're looking over your front two knuckles, and drop down. It's a good movement for your obliques. And final one. Back into a plank position, drop to your knees and take a short rest in a child's pose. And when you're in a child's pose, stretch out your arms in front of you. It's quite a dynamic stretch. Okay, we're going to do the second set now. Take attention, watch closely. I will demonstrate it first before we actually begin. Now I would normally demonstrate this from another angle, but because space is limited for this class, I'm going to do it sort of straight on. So it starts. You're in a plank position as before, you come onto your side, you're punching up at the ceiling. This time you bring your knee to your elbow, make a physical connection and slowly roll through, engage in your core, stretch out your leg behind you, down, up into a mini cobra, roll your toes under and back into a plank. I'll demonstrate from the other side. So you're punching up, looking over the front two knuckles as before, and you bring your knee to elbow, you engage your core, stretch your leg out behind you, drop down, up into a mini cobra, roll your toes under, back into a plank. Does that look clear?
Yes.
Yeah, all clear? Okay, we'll do this twice on each side. So, start off in a plank, left arm punches up, elbow to knee, making a physical connection, engaging your core, stretch out your leg behind you, drop down, up into a mini cobra, turn your toes under. This time the right fist punches up, elbow to knee, engage in your core, stretch your leg out behind you, drop down, up into a mini cobra. Second set. Remember to keep your breathing controlled. Engaging your core as you turn, stretching your leg out behind you, dropping down, up into a mini cobra, back into a plank. Good, excellent work. Now to a tabletop, turn on your heels, and into a sitting position. So place your hands underneath your knees and roll back, looking up at the ceiling. Open up your guard, open up your chest, you should feel this in your core. Important that your chest is open, don't slouch, and slowly return, and we're going to do a few sit-ups. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do some punches, so drop down and punch 1, Really spiral into it. 2. Really punch it. 3. Keeping your guard tight. 4. 5 and back up. Now we're going to do 5 slips from either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to centre. Your hands are facing forward and move them behind you and come up into a tabletop. You should be pushing, lifting up your hips and pushing your feet and hands down into the floor. And drop down. Turn your right hand so the fingers are now facing the wall behind you. Stretch out your left arm in front of you and go back. Ideally you want to be looking at the bottom of the wall behind you. Lift up, push out your right hip, really stretch it. Hold it here for a few more breaths. And slowly return. Second set. Hands underneath the knees. Lean back, chest is open, engaging your core. Now open up your guard, stretch it, and to increase the intensity of your stretch, making sure your chest is open, you can lift your feet off the ground. You should feel a tremendous stretch in your core. It's a key strength exercise. And slowly come back down. And we'll do a few more sit-ups. And another one. And we're going to do some punches this time. We'll do 10. A bit more faster and intense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And back up. And we're going to do some 10 slips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to centre. Roll your shoulders back. And we come back into the second tabletop. Remember, pushing up your hips and at the same time pressing hard into the ground with your hands and your feet. And slowly drop down, turn your left hand behind you, stretch out your right hand in front of you and push back, lifting up your left hip to the ceiling. You're looking over your right hand, ideally looking at the bottom of the wall behind you, and we hold it here for a few breaths. And slowly come back, turn your feet under, and come back into a plank position. Do a few more press ups. 1, 2, and 3. It's time to come into a nice deep lunge. The right foot. Open up your chest and breathe in and out through the guard. throw your arms forward, grab your right thumb with your left hand and lean back, stretching back, looking up at the ceiling. Feel a real nice intense stretch. Make sure that your front knee is directly above your right ankle as you do this. It's a nice deep lunge, and slowly come back to a plank position, and now come into with your left leg inside your left hand, lunge and breathe in and out for the guard. Throw your arms forward, grab your left thumb with your right hand and lean back, looking up at the ceiling. Lean back, stretch back. And slowly come down, back into a plank position and drop down. Take a few breaths, take a little rest. Okay, we're going to do exercises for back and core strength. Come up into place your hands beside your chest, underneath your shoulder, and lift up. Engage. This is an exercise for your back, it's not a press up. Feet are together. And we hold it here. And slowly drop down, take a few breaths. Now bring your fists underneath your chin and lift up. Again, this is a real stretch for your lower back, strengthening exercise, and slowly punch out of your left hand and spiral backwards. You're looking over your shoulder, your feet together behind you until your fist is in your peripheral vision, and slowly hook your arm back underneath your chin. This time punch out of the right and slowly spiral back, looking over your shoulder, looking at your fist behind you. And slowly come back. Now stretch out and back into an airplane. Feel a tremendous stretch in your lower back. Your chest is open, you're looking forward in front of you. Arms are straight. And slowly hook your fists underneath your chin. We hold it here for 1, 2, and 3, and drop down. Okay, second set. Again, your hands are resting underneath your shoulders beside your chest, and you come up. There's no, this is not like a press up. All the work is being done in your lower back. You're looking at the floor in front of you. And slowly drop down. Bring your fists underneath your chin and lift up. This time punch with your right hand first, punching through with your right, and slowly spiraling the spine, looking over your shoulder, looking at the fist behind you. Feel a tremendous stretch. And we come back. This time punch with the left and circle backwards. Always, while you're doing this, keep calm, steady breathing. And we punch out with both hands, back like an aeroplane. To increase the intensity, you can lift your feet off the ground as well. You should feel a tremendous stretch in your lower back and your core. And slowly hook fists under your chin, and we hold it for 1, 2, and 3. And back down. Take a little rest. Come up to a tabletop. And we're going to come up back into a downward facing dog. Make sure your hands, your fingers are spread widely apart. Pushing down, your arms are straight. Ideally, if you can get your heels to touch the mat behind you, that's great. And now slowly lift up your right leg, straighten it 90 degrees. Feel a tremendous stretch in your left hamstring. And slowly drop it down. And lift up your left leg this time. Straighten it. Ideally, if your right heel is on the ground, that's great. Feel a tremendous stretch in your hamstring. Arms are straight. Fingers wide, pressing down into the mat. And slowly return. Knees to floor. Take a rest in a child's pose. As mentioned before, when you're in a child's pose, really stretch your arms out in front of you. Now slowly walk your hands left and right. We're gonna turn to our left side. You'll feel a tremendous stretch down your right obliques, and we hold it here. So it's like child's pose, but you're stretching your arms out diagonally to your left. And slowly back to centre. Now stretch to your right side. And slowly back to centre and to a tabletop. Actually, you can just sit and I'm going to demonstrate this next sequences. This is round 8 of the BoxingYoga system. and it's one of the more intense sequences that we do. And so I would, in normal circumstances, demonstrate this from the side view, but because of limited space, I'm doing it directly straight on. So it starts off, you're in a downward facing dog. Lift up your left leg. This time, open up your hip, lifting your left heel up to the ceiling. Then come into a plank, knee to chest. Drop your, and drop your right heel on the ground. I have limited space, but you should, the third element is you stretch out your leg and then return. I'll do it from the other side. So you stretch out your right leg, open up the hip, so your heel is lifting up to the ceiling, into a plank, knee to chest, left heel comes on the floor, and you stretch out your leg, the final stage, and back up. Was that clear?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I'll show you 3 variations depending on how strong you feel. If you're feeling super strong, you can do a press up. So you lift it, stretch up your leg, open up your hip, knee to chest, and you come down into a press up as you stretch out your leg. Or alternatively, you can just come into a plank and return, or come into a plank, drop your heel down, stretch your right leg out and return. Okay, so you have those 3 options of how to perform this exercise. So let's go. We're going to do 4 on each side.
Okay.
Left leg goes up. Open up your hip. Into a plank, knee to chest. Drop your right heel on the floor. Extend and return. Open up your hip. Knee to chest. Drop your right heel down. Extend and return. Open up your hip, knee to chest, right heel down, extend and return. Final one, open up your hip, knee to chest, right heel to the floor. You can then extend and return. And now we go on to the other side. Lift up your right leg, open up the chest, knee to chest, open up the hip, knee to chest, left heel on the floor, extend and return. Opening up the chest, open up the hip, knee to chest, left heel on the floor, extend and return. Final set, opening up the hip, knee to chest, left heel on the floor, extend and return. And back into a downward facing dog, knees to floor, and take a rest in a child's pose. Okay, we're going to do the boxing yoga flow now. So it starts off in a downward facing dog. Come forward to a right lunge, your right foot in between your right hand, and you breathe in and out through the guard. Straighten the front leg, bend the back leg as you extend the left fist, making a nice strong punch. Now come into a right lunge, punch with the right. Align the hips, making sure the knee is directly above the ankle. Nice deep stretch. You're punching forward, your left hand is protecting your chin. Now tilt your right arm down inside your knee and punch your left arm up to the ceiling. You're punching and stretching in opposite directions, looking over your front two knuckles. And come back into a reverse triangle. And straighten the arms, turning your right foot. Open up your chest, clasp your arms behind you, and fold forward with a strong, flat back. Feel a nice, intense stretch down the back of your hamstrings. Now let go of your arms and stretch up, looking up to the ceiling, back down through the guard. We stretch left, we turn, slip left, sorry, right, back to centre, up nice and straight, fist underneath your chin, and twist, looking at the wall behind you, keeping your fists in tight to your chest. Nice deep lunge. This is one of the more intense positions in the boxing yoga sequence. Now open up your arms, spiraling backwards, looking over your shoulder, and we breathe in and out through the guard, back into a plank position, downward facing dog. Now come into a left lunge, left foot in between your arms, and we breathe in and out through the guard. Straighten the front leg, back leg is bent, punch with the right, really spiral the spine into the punch. Now punch with the left in a left lunge. Remember, it's very important to protect your knee. The knee is directly above your ankle. Now come into the boxing yoga warrior. You're punching forward, your right hand is protecting your chin, making sure that you're fully aligned. Now tilt your left arm inside your left thigh, and you're punching and stretching in opposite directions, looking over your front two knuckles of your right hand. And we come back to a reverse triangle. Feel a nice stretch in your obliques, your lower back. Now slowly turning your left foot. Close your hands tight behind you, opening up your chest, and you fold forward with a strong flat back. Lifting up your arms to the ceiling. We hold it here. Now let go of your arms, close to your ears, stretch up to the ceiling. Drop down for the guard, breathing out, and we slip right, left, back into a nice deep lunge, fists underneath the chin, and we turn, keeping your fists in, your knuckles in close to your chest. You're looking over at the wall behind you. And slowly open your arms. You can drag your left arm down, you can almost touch the floor. And open up your chest, breathe in and out. Back into a plank position and back into a downward facing dog. And we're going to do the second set. I want you to focus more on your breathing. We're going to do it a bit faster this time. So breathe in. This time, fold forward with a strong flat back, your arms are open. And then drop down, stretch up, looking up at the ceiling. Breathe out through the guard, and we slip left, right. And we come into a left lunge. Breathe in. Fold forward with strong flat back. Let your head hang. And stretch up your arms to the ceiling. Down back through the guard. Slip right, left, knuckles under your chin. Nice deep lunge. Remember your knee is above your ankle. Fists close to your chest. Feel a nice dynamic stretch. Open up your arms, looking over your left shoulder, and we breathe in and out through the guard, and down into a plank position, knees to floor, and take a nice little rest in a child's pose. Now into a tabletop. We're going to do the last downward facing dog of the day. Stretching your fingers wide. Nice straight, strong arms. Now look forward, bend the knees, and jump. And we're going to do the crow. This is an excellent exercise for strengthening your forearms, but please be careful. Work within your own abilities on this. You can I'll do the first one so you can watch to demonstrate. Come up, looking at the floor in front of you, and return. So we can do it together. So keep your fingers wide apart and come up. Slowly back down and slowly lift up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Knees are bent, and we breathe in and out through the guard. Breathe in and out through the guard. Weight comes onto your left foot. Lift up your right leg at a 90-degree angle. Guard is tight, and you push your right leg back behind you, using your arms to balance. You should be looking at the floor. Ideally, you want to be in a sort of a T shape. This is a great exercise for keeping our bones strong. Our bones deteriorate as we get older, but these sort of exercises are really good for keeping the strength. And slowly back. And we breathe in, and out through the guard, and we breathe in, and out through the guard. Weight on the right foot, lift up the left leg, and we kick it back, straight, looking at the floor, arms to balance. And slowly come back. Second set. Breathe in. And out through the guard. Breathe in. And out through the guard. Weight is on the left foot. Right leg, 90-degree angles. Kick back. This time you can stretch out your arms in front of you to increase the intensity of the stretch. Looking at the floor. You're in a T shape. And slowly come back. And we breathe in. And out through the guard. And we breathe in. And out through the guard. Weight on your right foot, left leg at 90-degree angle. Kick back and stretch out your arms in front of you. Looking at the floor, try and keep this T shape. And slowly come back, and we breathe in, and out through the guard, and slowly we come down, drop your hands to the floor in front of you. You can actually hold your elbows, you can say yes with your head, say no, let it hang. You've done some tremendous work. We're coming now into the cool down. So drop to the tabletop. And come on to your heels, kind of like Japanese style. And we start doing some stretches to cool down. First starting with our triceps. This is a really important one if you're a boxer. So take your right arm out, keep your shoulders down as you do. Now exchange hands, so this time it's your left arm stretching out, shoulders are down. You can also stretch your shoulders as well. I like this stretch, it's very good for boxing if you have flexibility in your shoulders. So first take your left arm, you need to have a fair bit of flexibility, and you sort of roll it up your back, and with your right hand you take your left fingers and stretch in opposite directions, which feel a nice stretch for your shoulders. And exchange hands. So take your left and your left hand grabs your right hand and stretch back. And gently let go. We're going to do a stretch now for the quads. Come up into a lunge with your left leg is flat on the floor, and take your left foot with your left hand. Chest is open. Feel a nice stretch. Your quads, the core. And slowly let go. Now stretch out your left hamstring. Your hands are on your waist. You're looking at your foot. Sorry, your right hamstring. You should feel a nice dynamic stretch down your right hamstring. Your foot is flexed. Hands are on your hips. You're looking at your foot. Slow down your breathing. And change legs, so your left leg comes forward into a lunge, and take hold of your right foot with your right hand and open up your chest. Slowly drop the foot to the floor, stretch out your left foot in front of you, hands are on your hips, your foot is flexed. Feel a nice stretch in your left hamstring. And slowly back up. Now we're going to do a supine stretch. Come onto your back into the savasana, like a savasana, and firstly bring your knee to your chest, your hands clasp underneath your knee, and bringing your knee down to your chest, and turn over to your right knee to your left side. Place your left hand on your right thigh and stretch out your right hand. Importantly, you're flat on the ground, looking over your right hand. Feel a nice stretch in your lower back. And return to center. Now bring your left knee to your chest and turn over to your right side, placing your right hand on your left thigh, stretching out your left hand, looking over your left shoulder. We're warming down, you've done great work, you should be feeling good. And stretch back out and take a few moments to pause in Savasana. Your legs and arms relaxed either side, focusing on your breath. Now slowly turn onto your right side. No, first of all you should be moving your fingers and feet, then turn onto your right side. Still very restful, you've done great work. And slowly to a sitting position. You've done great work. Boxing yoga class is now complete. Well done.